Privé Porter specializes in sourcing and delivering authentic Hermès handbags that are elusive to the vast majority of consumers. And with me, the founder of the company, Jeff Berk. So
Hi.
welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. And we're going to talk about this in a second. But I'm very curious, as I always am with entrepreneurs, how did you start the company? When? What was the idea? What was behind all that?
In 2007 and 8, there was a big rush for an expensive luxury called the flash sale genre. Gilt.com, Roulala.com. I noticed that it was a middle-class customer, at least it was going to trend that way, so I started Privé Porter originally to go after the upscale customer. And we started doing well. 2011-12, my wife enlisted her assistance with me. And in essence, in 2013, she busts in and says, look, forget all this stuff, we have to be doing handbags. And this Hermès Birkin, everyone is trying to do it, but I figured out a way to get an advantage over everybody else in this sector.
Really? Okay, so that's your secret sauce.
That's her secret sauce.
Yeah, that's her secret. So tell me what we're looking at here. I have 2 children, so I don't have any expensive bags anymore, but so what are we looking at here?
This is a Birkin. It is a Neoticus crocodile Birkin. The reason I brought this is a great example because this is a used one from 2011. As you can see, it's in tremendous shape because of the craftsmanship. But what's noteworthy about it is the retail in 2011 was probably around $27,000.
Okay.
If you were to walk into Hermès and be able to buy one, which we can get to that in a second, if you were able to buy one today, this is approximately a $47,000 bag. So the woman that bought this in 2011 used it, kept it in great shape, sold it to us. We'll probably be selling this for around $44,000.
Okay.
So this is probably the backbone of the success of this genre, is these bags keep going up in value. There's people who call it an investment vehicle or not, but this is what we have here today.
So a lot of people hear those numbers and like, wow, for a handbag, but is this any different than a piece of art or a collectible vehicle? I mean, it's just a different form of alternative investment.
I think you're absolutely right. You're spot on. I think, there's certainly a level of affluence to give you a capability to look at things this way. But if you're going to put your money into a BMW Z8 because it was a limited edition and they keep their value, or if you can keep this in great condition, it's just a great way to park money while you indulge yourself.
And what is it about the mystique of a Birkin bag that makes it so valuable?
The woman that's carrying this around is not so much that she's able to resonate like, hey, I'm affluent, as if a gentleman is driving a Ferrari or wearing a Rolex or an Audemars Piguet. This entire category has really evolved to the woman that's collecting these, that is able to get actually a collection of 5, 6, 7, 10, a whole closet like Kylie Jenner. What these people are doing, they're exuding a level of competency. Like, I know how to beat the system. I can get a green one, a red one, a yellow one. My wardrobe does not hinge around the bag. I have enough bags to really accommodate my wardrobe.
Oh goodness, yes, that's how those people live. All right, so what are you doing to make Privé Porter so successful?
So we are a first mover on using hashtag Birkin35, hashtag Birkin Lagoon to bring people to act now. And what Instagram does, as opposed to the auction houses, which had been the traditional outlet, the Instagram is giving these very demanding women an immediacy. They could see it, contact us on WhatsApp, arrange for payment via WhatsApp, and that's our success.
Well, and it's probably a whole new younger audience as well. I mean, that are interested in these bags and that are using Instagram.
Because of the phenomenon of Instagram.
Yes. Yes. So it's really kind of a perfect platform for what you're doing.
Part of our success has been by really good luck meeting people like Kris Jenner, Paris Hilton, Kylie Jenner, and I've been able to do social media stunts with them. And you look at now that Cardi B's huge thing. Her boyfriend was in the doghouse last Christmas Eve, called us up desperate, got 3 Birkins for her, and now Cardi's carrying a Birkin to her court trial. So I think us in small part, but Instagram to the great part, has reintroduced this bag of the competency and the envy to people. And it's leading to where kind of the phenomenon is going with the used luxury and the threat to the brands.
And how big is used luxury? How big of an industry is that?
A lot of people have unilaterally embraced it as a $24 billion category, which is to give underscore on what that really means, because it's such a big number to hear. Fast fashion, which is a huge threat to traditional luxury fashion, that's measured as a $35 billion category. So consider that ratio. That's a $24 billion category and growing.
So as you were building this business, what were some of the roadblocks?
Fun stuff that comes and passes. One day Net-a-Porter decided they didn't like the idea that we were Privé Porter. So it was
Okay.
a very expensive education in trademark law to eventually prevail. In the beginning, creating this, joking aside, creating a supply chain that we could depend upon. We were not the first people doing this. We're just the first people to have a platform.
You mentioned the book earlier. Tell me about that.
You know, it just started off as a fun boy meets girl, boy marries girl. They start a fun little business. You can't really tell the true story or define Birkin mania unless you talk about, there's a very, very popular geeky narrative of Christie's auction stealing Heritage Auction's handbag department. So that story is woven throughout our relationship and our interface with both auction houses. If you take a step back to the mass reading population, a woman that would never want or afford a Birkin, there's just tons of Jeff Berk as fangirl dealing with Kris Jenner and Paris Hilton and texting, you know, how does this guy become BFF even if only for a moment? So that's what it's all about. And through my research and dealing with some of the analysts, it's just how big a financial contribution this pay-to-pay system contributes to Hermès' bottom line. Out of $6 billion in revenue in 2017, we have a theory with mathematics to back it up that $1 entire billion of revenue has gone to Hermès just to buy other stuff in order to be able to keep buying these Hermès Birkins.
A whole new source of revenue for these companies that
Yeah.
maybe they haven't thought about before.
If you could build up the mystique that Hermès does.
Yes, well, that's true. That's the magic of it all.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Jeff,
Thank
for
you.
coming. And thank you as well for joining us. We'll be right back.